minutes. Honorable Erastus Uutoni, Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable John Monde, Chairperson of Commerce Regional Council, Mr. Gisbertus Mukulu, CEO of the National Housing Enterprise. I also see your executive responsible for infrastructure development, Mr. Shilongo. I also recognize the colleague, the Director for Planning from the Commerce Regional Council. I recognize colleagues from the Ministry of Works and Transport. Thank you for coming through. I also recognize our principal agent, Jordan Westhuizen Nangolo, Mr. Westhuizen, and your colleague, Taleni. Welcome. I see colleagues from Mr. Mukulu's office, NHE. They are joining us. Other stakeholders present, and I am very, very grateful that the media is also here. Welcome to Otjomuise Extension 10. I don't know how many of you have been on this site before. I'm sure you used to only drive to the southern side and you see all these apartments and, you know, unoccupied houses. So you owe it to the Honorable Minister, who is our who sent us invitations for us to join him. I am Ngidinwa Daniel. I'm the Executive Director in the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, and I will be leading us in a which I believe is going to be a short program. Just as an introduction, the Honourable Minister has been hands-on and has been inquiring on all of us, whom he has entrusted to make sure that all what we call commenced but uncompleted houses that have been built under the government's mass housing development program are completed. And the minister has been really been complying and taking cue from the instructions and unequivocal instructions that have come to him from the highest decision-making body in the government, which is the cabinet of the government of the Republic of Namibia. And through that, cabinet has tasked the Honourable Minister, together with the Minister responsible for Finance and Public Enterprises, the Director General of the National Planning Commission, and the Minister of Works and Transport, to make sure that all the houses that have been built under the Mass Housing Development Program and are not yet completed are completed in the shortest possible time. Below that committee, there is a committee of senior officials who are mainly the executive directors of the ministry, the First Minister, Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, which I am heading as the Chief Administrator. And then together with my colleagues from Finance, Ministry of Works and Transport, and the National Planning Commission, with support from the Office of the Attorney General. So that committee has been the one that has been on the ground to ensure that we have things are moving. And below us, we were working very closely with a team of appointed consulting engineers, and of course NHE, and then the local authorities where those projects are. In respect of this particular project, we have Jordan Westhuizen Nangolo as the principal agent that is, who is supervising this project, with Kagro Kumba Design and Planning, Pty Limited, as the contractor. So we have been meeting we used to meet weekly. We have staggered that to bi-weekly, so we meet after every 2 weeks within a month, just for us to track progress on the projects. So we have 3 sites where we have projects that were commenced but have not been completed. So in Windhoek, this particular site, we have 362 housing units you will get more information how that is broken down. And then the other side where we still have houses that are being completed is Opua, where we have 24 housing units. Then we have also Swakopmund. In Swakopmund, we used to have a total of 505 housing units that were commenced but not completed. But under the leadership of the Honorable Minister, we were able to have a breakthrough for the completion of 319. And the last batch of that 319 were handed over and they are fully occupied as we speak in June this year. So that leaves then 186 housing units in Swakopmund that we are expediting our arrangement to have them completed. So the minister, being a hands-on leader, he felt as much as he trusts us and doesn't have doubts in what we report to him, when we reported progress and the resumption of work on this particular site, most of us, we have been following what is happening in terms of the media. There was some move to have even people to come onto this site to get themselves, to help themselves to the houses. And we have always indicated that as a committed government, we are going to finish this project. There were temporary hiccups, which were legislative. And as a country that is led by law, the rule of law, we had to allow the due process of the law to take place. But I'm glad, and that's what we reported to the minister, that we have been able to have a breakthrough, and the work on this site has started. So minister said, if that is true, then I want to visit the site myself, and I don't want to go alone because I know I am who I am, and when cabinet also gave me this task, also said, also gave me colleagues to assist me. So it is in that light that the Honorable Minister invited the institutions that are represented here, others may not be able to join us, to just come and accompany him to come to the site for us to see that indeed work has started. I'm sure if you look on this roll here, it is to your right, to me is to my left, you could see these are newly renovated houses. Then the others are on the other side. I will invite the principal agent in a few moments to just give you just a quick overview of what is happening on this side. So I decided to give you this a brief overview. I hope I've not overwhelmed you, just to welcome you and to have you to appreciate, what has been taking place, and that most importantly that we are moving and there is some, I think, some progress. With that, once again, welcome all of you. When I arrived here, it was very cloudy. I can see most of us now. We are looking to the sky. The farmers will be saying that when the sun is that much heating up, it means that the rain is coming. But for those of us who are non-farmers, we worried about the sun. I'm hoping that we are not going to keep you longer than it's necessary here. With that, Honorable Minister, really thank you for making the time and for inviting us to be here. Honorable Chairperson, really for making time. I know you have other obligations, but you made it through. So with that, we have a very brief program where we were supposed to just already invite the Honorable Minister to just talk to us and greet us, and because he's the one who invited us. But I find it necessary to invite my brother Ian Westhuizen, or who is coming to come here. Okay, Taleni Kapadi. If you can just come here, please just give us a brief outline of what is happening on this site. How many units? How many of those are apartments? How many of those are freestanding units? And how, when did the work resume? What is the timelines involved? And just start. Can I hand over to you? Please welcome Mr. Kapadi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Taleni Kapadi. I welcome you all to our prestigious site here. So the bulk of the works resumed on the 30th of May 2024. What is being done here is mainly constituted of engineering. Sorry about that. It's mainly engineering works, which is basically your sewer, electrical, and water. So basically what needs to be done is all connections that need to be done, as well as paving of the roads and all your fencing works to basically secure the site. What you also do have is the contractors revamping, considering that the site was basically, works were done a long time ago in 2017. So what you do have is the contractors revamping all the housing units, making sure they're repainted, making sure all the windows are re-put in, making sure that they are tiled and all other works. So we do hope that from what the contractor has submitted, works are expected to last at least a year. So next year by this time, we will be done and houses will be handed over to their respective owners. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, so sorry. So what you have is 98 freestanding dual units. So these are the ones you can see on your side. So each unit is basically, they share a wall. So you have 2 units, and then you have 11 blocks made up of 264 units spread differently. So that's how many you have. In total, you have 364. Thank you.
And also we have also decided, and we have been applying the same approach wherever we were building houses, and that is to say, we don't want when these units are renovated or finished, and then they stand idle, unoccupied, unallocated, because then that will invite possibilities for vandalism, which we don't want. And therefore, I think the proposal that has come through from our principal agent is to say, as units get revamped, then the allocations will take place. So it will be a phased, a phased type of takeover. So we hope that can also help the situation, and because we understand fully that indeed these units are supposed to have been finalized years back, and they should have been occupied by our fellow country women and men who are in need of them, so that then we address the issue of lack of proper housing. Thank you, Taleni, for that very brief overview. So basically, as I've indicated, this was not meant to be really a very formal event. It's simply the minister who wants to undertake a familiarization tour of the project. But then he wanted us to accompany him, and we didn't want you to be standing in the sun. So we decided to welcome you here to sit. So may I now invite our host, Honorable Minister, to come and greet us. Please welcome Jenny, welcoming the Minister to talk to us.
Please, have your seats. Thank you very much, Mr. Ngidino Daniel, our ED in the ministry, as well as our director of our gathering here this morning. And I also want to recognize in our midst here, Honorable John Monde, Chairperson of Commerce Regional Council, and your team. Thank you very much. I also want to recognize if there is any councillor here for both regional and local authority council. I highly recognize you. Let me also recognize the Chief Executive Officer of NHE, Erastus Mukulu. Thank you very much. You look like a happy man today. You released the long outstanding financial statement, and the body is also picking up. No more stress. Where are the other people from NHE? Yeah, they look happy. You have done something. I said, if you are with me, I will not allow you to rest. Yeah, just imagine those statements. Since before even I joined the ministry, were there. But now, we are all of us happy now. Thank you very much. I also want to recognize the officials from government, ministries, that is Minister of Works. Where are the colleagues? Please, with due respect, just raise a bit. How I'm going to pick up. Thank you very much. You know why we are asking you to raise up? Just to also thank you for your contribution. We really appreciate. Office of the Attorney General, are they represented? I see. Yeah, thank you very, 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 very much. Yes. Minister of Works I mentioned, Jordan Oostenhuizen. I'm sorry to pronounce your name wrongly. Yeah. And you are with Ka? Kapadi.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Quantity surveyor, where are you? They are the one, eh? They are the one, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Gagrokumba. Okay. Yes. Eh? Okay. And then members of the media. I want to know, who are the members of the media here? Not, yeah, we want to know who is going to report. This time around, the positive side of the coin. I see Nuera, I see Nampa. Which one are you?
One Africa.
Oh, you are One Africa. My sister in the traditional.
Nampa.
It's Nampa, eh? Are you still Nuera? Lloyd?
Yes.
You think, okay, I don't know you. Even if when you report negative, I know. Who is trying to damage? I know. And who else? MBC? Yes, thank you very much. That's the only media present here. The other media, when they come in, they report negatively, yet they were not here. Okay, but thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to you all. Are you ever good? Good morning. Edie, did you prepare something to refresh afterwards? Okay. Okay. This one is not a formal kind of a gathering. We just express ourselves, and then those who are responsible to disseminate information, you should disseminate information that government is committed through this Ministry of Urban Rural Development and other ministries. So I'm delighted to be here on site for me, together with you, to view and to be updated on the status of this housing project, which consists of some 362 houses that are being constructed on this site under the government's mass housing development program. Yeah, and ED have elaborated a number of issues, which I really want to appreciate him. Thank you very much, ED. As you may recall very well, ladies and gentlemen, the government under the leadership of His Excellency, Dr. Ifike Punye Pohamba, reaffirmed its unwavering commitment towards scaling up the provision of affordable housing when the cabinet adopted the mass housing development program blueprint in 2013. That has been for some time now. A total of 21 sites were selected in the various regions of the country, mainly the regional capitals, where projects under the Mass Housing Development Project were to be implemented. This project this project where we are standing is the one that was chosen in Commerce region and the national capital, Windhoek. Indeed, it was also on this site on which then President, His Excellency Dr. Hifike Punye Pohamba, officially launched the commencement of the implementation of the Mass Housing Development Program. It is unfortunate that this project got entangled in legal disputes dating back 2017. Just imagine. And it's ourselves taking one another to court, yet our people are suffering. And it's just not a good thing. So, which resulted in a stoppage and consequent delays in its completion. Notwithstanding the above, I've been informed and I have personally come and also invited a few of our key stakeholders to see and appreciate that work has indeed resumed. Edie have just showed you and Kapali have just shown to us what is taking place now. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the total of 21 sites across the country where the mass housing development projects or housing projects were implemented, only 3 sites have commenced but uncompleted houses. These are this site, Otjomuise, this one here, is the one that has got houses which have started but uncompleted. And this is what we refer to it as extension 10. Now, with 362 uncompleted houses, Opuo with 24 uncompleted housing units, and Swakopmund, which now only has 186 uncompleted houses. There were 505 uncompleted houses in Swakopmund, but we completed 319 between October 2022 and June this year, leaving only 186 houses to be completed. You see how we are moving. And this is what we're always telling, that government is not sleeping. It's hard at work, but government is using its ministries. And this is the ministry with other stakeholders tasked to ensure that these houses are completed. I think we've been following what we were doing in Swakopmund. In October 2022, we went on site, that is in Swakopmund. We handed over a site over to New Era Company. And maybe it was just about few months the following year, the first bunch of houses, that was I think 109, if I can recall, were handed over. And then again immediately, I think it was last year, the late His Excellency the President, may his soul rest in peace, also went to hand over 89 houses. This time around, it was around about 119 as well. And we were there making sure that these things are moving. Yes. And you have been told that these things were entangled too much into legal fight. And this is making us to suffer a lot. And at the end of the day, one person has to be accused. We are not doing anything. Government is not doing anything. But it's ourselves who are given these responsibilities. But at the end of the day, you hide under the table and somebody has to become a victim. But we are saying we are committed to make sure that no matter how it takes us, these houses has to be occupied. And this is the reason why we are here today. This is the reason why we I have been informed that the appointment of a contractor to complete the 24 houses at Opuo is at an advanced stage, and work is expected to start during this financial year. Efforts are also being made to resolve the dispute, which will allow the appointment of a contractor to complete the remaining 186 housing units in Swakopmund. So that one, we are busy with it, and I hope, and I have that hope, very soon that problem will be something of the past, and there will be no any outstanding uncompleted houses in Swakopmund. The rest, the big amount of houses, number of houses, were completed, as I said, 319. That was in Swakopmund. Only 186. But I think we'll also fight together, all of us together. Not only this person, not only this ministry, but all of us, stakeholders. As far as this project is concerned, I'm informed that work resumed on the 1st May this year and due for practical completion over a period of 12 months, scheduled for June 2025. I'm truly delighted that work on this project has resumed after a long halt, and it is my sincere hope that this project will not be the last one to be completed. Yeah, I think the point you mentioned, Edie, the same strategy or style that we have used for Swakopmund, it will be the same. Let's not wait until June. If you finish houses, maybe by December, 30 houses, 50 houses, or whatsoever, maybe in December, January, we want to hand over those houses. Kapagi, are you hearing me with the team?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, we cannot wait until the whole 1 year. Then you are done. Let's just, move progressively. Just move. Will you give us that hope?
Yes.
That might be by December or January there. Today we are we are at the beginning of October, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Jordan.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear from you. Are you assuring us that maybe by December or January there, we'll have something, even 30, to hand over?
We have. These houses will be handed over. These houses will be handed over in a month and a half, 2 months.
Oh.
Then they're done. Then we move over to the other houses down there. That will take another 2 to 3 months. And so we're doing it in phases until within a year we complete all of it.
Thank you very much. That is the celebration I want all of us to see. This thing of waiting, not under my watch. Edie, you hear? The whip is already there. Make sure that it's a good whip, and it's a very strategic administrative whip. And when a whip is given, you have to run, because a whip is so painful. It's not any good thing. So you hear what they are saying. That is what we want to hear. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to witness a noteworthy demonstration of the commitment of government towards providing decent and affordable shelter in general, and to have this project completed soonest, so that the completed houses can be allocated and occupied by the beneficiaries, who will be selected based on the waiting list, and NHE and the Windhoek municipality on first come, first served basis. Mukulu, do you still have that list? I said this is not a formal kind of... City of Windhoek, the mayor just called me, giving an apology. Maybe she will sent somebody, but she will find us already almost done. But she gave an apology. Yeah, we want to look at that list. Because some people still have that hope that they will get these houses. Yeah. So you can start as soon as possible. Don't wait until the houses are finished. Start as soon as possible. That is what we want to see. I wish to take this platform to urge the contractor, the principal agent, and my executive director and his team, which includes officials from the Ministry of Works and Transport, to ensure that this project remains on course and its completion is expedited where possible. So the whip is not only to ED, the officials under the ministries, other ministries. Yeah, I also use the power of other ministers that we all whip you together, officials. Yeah, but it's a friendly one, but it's serious. But it's serious. Thank you very much. As government and nation, we have committed ourselves towards the provision and creation of opportunities for housing that is not only decent but also affordable to our people, including the low and ultra income earners. We recognize that at times the houses that are being constructed, including under the first phase mass housing development program, were not really affordable to all the needy, especially the low income groups. In order to ensure that the houses are affordable to our people, especially the low income earners, the cabinet of the government of Namibia took a decision that the categories of houses that are earmarked for the ultra low and low income group must be sold at a price that are lower than the actual costs of the construction. You see where the government is now trying to help the community. The price will be lower than the actual cost of the house. Meaning that government wants our people to afford these houses. So this is a commendable and praiseworthy gesture from the government. Meaning that maybe if the house is costing 500,000, that is the actual cost. So the person will no longer pay that actual cost. That is what it means. So in the same spirit, the revised national housing policy, which was approved by Cabinet last year, provides for the continuation of existing programs as well as increased funding and investment by the government and its partners in land and housing for targeted low-income groups. The policy also provides for the establishment of a housing and subsidy. You remember our housing policy? Those are some of the initiatives that the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development had taken up. And we are going to be so aggressive with that. Let's not joke. Unless yourselves are not committed. It's not easy, it's tough. Especially running this ministry, it's not an easy thing. Very, 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 very tough. But, so, we have come up with our policy, that is housing policy. You remember when we launched this policy? Media, you can be the good people with good memory to remember. When we launched this, it was just this year, a few months ago. Nobody wants to look at me now. Even the media, they look down because when they want to ask questions, they're up like this. But when I'm asking them, they are down. It was just in July. Yeah. And you did not even analyze that policy. Nothing. As I said, for you is just to focus on whatever little thing you think is not right, is you want to make it big. But all the positive things, you cover them with sand. The policy document is on the ministry website. Have you checked through that website? And I hereby urge you, stakeholders and members of the public, to make time and familiarize yourself with its content and numerous housing and land delivery opportunities that it offers. Ladies and gentlemen, we recognize that there is still a section of our people, especially in low-income categories, which can neither access nor afford proper shelter, and that the government and its partners need to do more in order to scale up the provision of and opportunities for housing for all. We have noticed with concern our men and women in uniform, that is the NDF, NAMPOL, and Correctional Service, are part of the low-income group that is challenged in accessing decent housing. The same applies to civil servants who are also struggling to find decent, affordable houses, despite the fact that their employer, the government, has put in place a good housing subsidy and homeowners scheme. In this connection, a provision will be made to accommodate their needs under the various housing programs. Indeed, we have already started the process, as evident from the allocation of houses that have been constructed initiative, such as Windhoek Informal Settlement Upgrade Affordable Housing Project, which is currently underway in various parts of Windhoek, such as Goregap Extension 4. I wish to call on uniformed members who reside in the targeted areas to register yourself with the municipality of Windhoek and NHE if they have not yet done so. Are you aware that we have a program of building houses here in Windhoek? That many people don't know. And we are building plenty of houses. Yeah, MBC, we were telling you to make a documentary. I don't know whether you have conducted that. That's a program that all of us have initiated here. Started 2021, am I correct? Yeah. Now we are expanding that. The informal settlement upgrade is Swakopmund, am I correct, Mukulu, and Oshibarongo. And these are the houses that we are building under a very affordable price, from 100,000 to, might be maximum 200,000 there around. It's affordable. Yes. And many people don't even say anything about that. If you go around Windhoek here, there are a lot of houses that we are building. Nobody could mention that. As government or the people, we will continue to work tirelessly to implement the various interventions that are set out in the Mass Housing Development Program, Blueprint, which have been incorporated and accentuated in the revised housing policy and its implementation action plan. One of these interventions is the informal settlement upgrade affordable housing. Oh, am I repeating myself? Yeah, I've mentioned already that one, the informal settlement upgrading, the one in Windhoek and the one in Swakopmund. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to the performance requirements set out in the Harambee Prosperity Plan 2, namely the delivery of at least 5,000 new houses and 500 new residential plots per year. The revised national housing policy calls for more aggressive action of local authorities who hold the custodianship over urban land, are required to play a central role in the envisaged accelerated mass delivery of land and housing. As such, I'm hereby calling on them to prepare themselves to play a critical role in the implementation of the national housing policy that is that was revised in 2023. Among others, I urge local authorities to keep an accurate inventory of all the land in their local authorities, and also to ensure waiting lists of potential beneficiaries are in place and captured on the Namibian Housing Information System for the people to be served on a first-come, first-service or service basis. The land stock and beneficiaries waiting list will enable the government and local authorities and investors to determine existing opportunities and demand and required investment. Ladies and gentlemen, the government alone will not be able to address the housing shortage in our country. This requires a team effort. In the spirit of Harambee, where the government, the private sector, and civil society are working together and pulling in the same direction. In this regard, initiatives such as Triple P are commendable, but only if the houses are affordable to the people. Hence, Triple P should be positively understood that the aim is not to make exorbitant profits, draining the pockets of the poor. I therefore call for reasonability from all of us as we engage in this noble assignment to uplift and build our country, the land of the brave. The private sector, especially the construction industry and banking sector, need to work with and support the government's efforts on housing by devising innovative ways of building quality but affordable houses, as well as to develop and offer affordable housing financing products, especially to meet the needs of the low-income groups. In conclusion, I wish to take this opportunity to thank you all for accepting to accompany me to this project site for us to jointly familiarize and appreciate the progress on the ground. I deliberately invited you. What is the purpose? For you to know what is going on, what we are doing in the ministry, what is government doing. Now, I'm told we have New Era here, we have NAMPA here, we have MBC here, we have, I think those are the ones. Yeah, One Africa. Yes. From here, let's hear something in the night. Eh? Why do you also every time when I'm telling you I'm in a meeting, you want me to provide you an answer right away? You should also disseminate, because you remember very well, there were many of our compatriots here who wanted to occupy these houses. And you were like, yeah, Minister, what? Yeah. We are here now. Now the ball is in your court to make sure that you send a strong message. I'm sending a strong message. Should be the same thing. But when you read the story tomorrow, it's something different. Yeah, but the one that I see here, they are positive. Yeah, the one I see here, they are always positive. The one I don't see, some of them, you don't know which one I'm talking about. I'm just saying, the one I see here, they are positive. They want things to move. By the way, I see young media here, people. Do you also have houses? No. Yeah. Make it positive so that you can get houses. Was she it? Yeah. Because if you are just reporting like that, they say, oh. Aye. Yeah. I'm equally grateful to the contractor and the principal agent for hosting us and the logistic arrangements. Thank you very much. However, I want to conclude my statement by urging them, the contractor and the principal agent, but contractor, principal agent. Did I see principal agent? Is it the same in one? Oh, but you have everything in one. Okay. To ensure that the project remains on course and is completed on schedule and without any delays. With all this, I thank you very much. We are blessed. You see, the rain is now showering when I'm finishing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Honorable Minister, thank you very much for your always encouraging message, balanced. And I think the takeaway is that, as they say, it takes the village to raise a child. That child, in this case, is housing, and it's required of all of us. The government does not build houses. The government only provides for the provision of houses through policies. And then those policies, then, for them to be executed, then they have to be resourced. So government will again facilitate the resourcing, directly or indirectly. But the actual work then gets done at the lower level, and could either be through a deliberate or dedicated agency of government. We have the likes of NHE. They were created exactly to operationalize the vision of the government to provide affordable housing. It could be through the community themselves. We work and also provide grant funding to the Shack Dwellers of Federation of Namibia. The private sector is there. They are even more better placed, to play in that space. One, we bank with the private sector, which is the bank, so they have the money, and we expect them to multiply that money. And housing is one of those areas where I think there are very good returns on investment. The minister is simply saying, whatever we do, it must be tailored to the needs at the end, that those houses are affordable. Honorable Minister, I want to recognize my brother. This is one of the foot soldiers that you have deployed to work with us to make sure that from the legal point of view, things are addressed. So, Advocate Mati Asino, you have already recognized Madam Advocate Jenselin and the colleague from the same office, government, Uutoni. So, thank you for joining us. Honorable Minister, as you have indicated, problems, even where problems exist, they turn into opportunities when like-minded people work together. So thank you very much for your continued leadership. With that, I think the rain, there are droplets from above, the sun is coming, and it's a whole pointy course. So you don't know which one to prepare for. So with your permission, Honorable Minister, I was just consulting with the principal agent, and so we will be just going through just to view the houses this side that are completed, and then the next phase is the houses on the other side, they stand alone, and then there's also another one there. So depending on how much time you have for us to go through. Just for the information of the other stakeholders, you'll see these houses here, this row of houses, they are occupied. And they are not part of the project. So on this land, so this whole land was provided by the city of Windhoek at the commencement of the mass housing development program in 2023. So for the mass housing, but then only a portion of it, as you see in a U shape, that's where the government-funded housing is limited. But then the rest of the site up to the end there, then it was given to the private developer, Kagrokumba, which they developing, on their own. So they put in the services and then also the financing of the houses. As I said, you would have seen people entering this site, so it's not only our construction that is on this site. There's actually already people living on site, and these houses have been constructed, and they are handed over by the contractor with his own financing, so that when you see houses occupied and then you see the ones that we have been telling you they are not fit for occupation, don't get confused. I just thought that you should make that clarity on that one. With that, please, may I invite you for us to close our event by us rising up and then singing the anthems in the reverse order, starting with the AU and then ending with the national anthems. Thank you very much for coming through. Shall we have the anthems, please?
Let us all unite to celebrate together the victories from our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. All sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the stars, let us make Africa the tree of life.